We've got Exilium, who said, after playing FF, I wish I could play all classes on one character, so when I do stuff, oh, here we go, like Corthia, I could work on alt classes and be playing at the same time without feeling like I'm leaving my main behind. Exilium, you are really speaking to something that I did not feel until I played a single job in FF and then realized that all of the work that I'd done in this character is going to stand to me in the future, even if I play another job. And I thought that was really, really, really cool and just cool.
I've basically not logged into an alt ever since starting playing FF significantly more, because I'm just like, well, nah, I'm going to do everything in my main, because I log on to even my monk or mage or warlock. I'm just like, well, these reps aren't complete, so in order for this character to feel complete, I'll have to go do everything. Whereas in FF, I'm like, I've basically not done any in-game content in a while, because I'm just like, time to level more jobs. Let's go. Monk to 50, next target.
Yeah, so, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like, it would be very hard for WoW to refactor itself over there, and there are things, you know, what does that mean for what a character is? And there would be fundamental philosophical changes in how Blizzard does things, and certainly the class, race, you know, restrictions would have to be quite a bit lifted, but I think at this stage players wouldn't mind that too much. It would be big. Like, if they announced that as a big feature of a new expansion, you know, just that idea that, you know, I could be a level 70 hunter, but I could swap my character over to warrior, and maybe I'm a level 3 warrior. But, like, that progress that I have made through, you know, whatever stuff unlocks content, all of those alt-friendliness complaints, basically, that's all on a character level, but a character can do as many classes as they want. I mean, there's a lot of people who would love it if WoW did that, I think.
I'm one of them.
I think I'm converted to that way of thinking now, and certainly, you know, if I could have that, and then it's like, oh yeah, you know, I hit max level, and let's say in a BFA context, or sorry, a Shadowlands context, I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, I hopped over on my, you know, on my hunter, I leveled like these 15 levels by doing the Night Fae Covenant campaign.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could just mix and match and, you know, have that sort of freedom that FF affords you. I think that's something that would really pay great dividends for World of Warcraft. However, it would cut off a few business lines for them. Like, if there's less characters, they'll make less server transfer money. They'll make, you know, that stuff, they will make less money. So that could be incentive not to do it. But maybe it would be such a ballin' feature that people would really be jazzed for it.
Well, I
but
think
there is a big problem then.
Yeah.
It would make all your alts that you have right now feel a bit weird if your main could just do all of them.
Yeah, I would delete them and not give a single shit.
I feel like you are in the vast minority there.
Probably.
Though, because so many people, they put time and effort into their alts, and suddenly if Blizzard just says, hey, none of your alts matter anymore, so perhaps a better way to do it would be to have a account, because we keep on talking about account wide, and it's like we've got no firm philosophy of how we deal with account wide things. And the game has got, that's the thing Blizzard is always going to run into, and I think this is how they genuinely feel. It's like every time you make something account wide, you kind of break the immersion a bit, because now we're talking about my account that I have in a game that I log into, you know, instead of a character doing something. So instead, if we do something like the legacy system of SWTOR, there could be a way to have all of that stuff work really well.
Yeah, almost certainly. But
so I think that's what they could do for World of Warcraft, and I think if they announce that at BlizzCon for the next expansion, they would get a lot of claps, a lot of love from the people, and also they would solve a bunch of problems for themselves in the now, but also in the future, because they would have a clear policy and a clear system, a clear framework, and who knows what that framework could evolve into, of cool things you could earn between all your characters. Yeah,
but that's a difficult problem, and I don't think they're in the mood to solve difficult problems. That's kind of thing. That's a can they'll kick down the road for all time, I think.
You know what? I'm going to dare to hope, because if you dare to hope, then you will have aggressive, secure the bag. You'll have, like, optimistic, aspirational ideas if you're not thinking in defense mode. So that's why even if Blizzard thinking in defense mode, I'm not. I'm going to think about, if I am being optimistic and if I'm thinking about what is going to make WoW the best, that's just where I want to start from at all times.
Yeah.
Rather than, just being like, oh, well, this is not ideal, but I suppose given everything in the past, this is better than expected. It's just going to be a very, very doomer way of playing the game.
What do you expect? Like, What I expect.
I guess after...
people have been optimistic for long enough. Like it's good. It's difficult to hold that. Like
yeah, well, you know what? I'm fucking stubborn sometimes, and I'm. Even if I lose faith in some of the decision making that goes on, I don't think I've lost faith in Warcraft, the IP, or Azeroth, the world. And I'm just going to keep on advocating for that.
Grand.
Because I don't know, someone has to. Someone has to, because I mean, if there's nobody who is just sitting there trying to elucidate the better alternative and the good path and the good direction and things that make players excited. You know, it's like as soon as I said that Peoples of Azeroth thing, our chat was full of happy people. And then it's like, well, that's a whole bunch of people who are thinking about what will make them really want to come back to this world. So maybe in a universe where the devs actually listen to things like that, we could actually start to have good things. And in a world where the devs don't listen to that, then players will be not that particularly happy that they're not getting the nice things. And then that eventually will be a function that forces the developers to have to listen because they start to disappoint their players more and more and more. So that's the plan.
Double-edged sword. Double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. We've got from Nightfeather, who said, just wanted to say this stream has been a regular highlight of my Fridays. I love the back and forth you two have. Also loving the FF music. Yeah, I haven't seen the FF music in FF because I don't want to listen to it on Spotify because I want to hear it in context properly. Especially this big boss music you keep on hyping me about.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it seems to be fucking incredible.
Yep.
But yeah, every time I check a clip, I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that sound before. That's cool.
Yeah, no, at the minute, I believe it's a mixture of the Taverns of Azeroth stuff and then a couple of Pascal and I can't remember the other person's name. Two people on YouTube who make fantastic FF and other game lo-fi remixes. A lot of it's FF at the minute. I need to get some near stuff back in. It's very good, very very good stuff. I think the WoW lo-fi stuff from Shadowlands is in there too.
Yeah, there is
Yep.
There is some of that.